Hello, hello. Welcome back to Best Kept Secrets of Sustainability by Diana Llanes Consulting. This week we have a very special week for the fashion industry, which is Fashion Revolution Week. Why is Fashion Revolution Week so important? It's basically the voice that we need to emphasize on the necessary change the industry has to do to shift towards a more sustainable path. So it's not a secret that the fashion industry is doing a lot of damage in the environment and in the society. So basically, Fashion Revolution Week speaks for those, for that big majority, which is absolutely unheard of. So basically, speaking about the people collecting the crops in the cotton fields, for example. So they have excellent initiatives such as Who Made My Clothes or Who Made My Fabrics, and with thanks to them, we can see actually the behind the scenes. In fact, in one of the previous videos with Richard Llanes, we spoke about the importance of society, and I actually gave an example on how notorious the difference is. We were actually speaking about the importance of society. We're going to leave you here the link so you can go check it out. But basically, so the importance of society so we can continue growing in a real sustainable way. So I was speaking about this example of H&M CEO that only as a bonus he receives 900,000 euros, dollars a year, and that's only the bonus. The salary is not available publicly, and the meal worker, like the lowest of the lowest of the lowest in the chain from H&M, earns between $20 and $56 a month. So imagine the enormous difference, the huge gap. And as I also said in that video, I'm not against people who studied earning more. I think it's fair that if you studied and if you are in charge of much more in the company, so taking care of the entire company, you earn much more. But so much more, I'm not sure it's a good idea. Also because if not, what happens? So basically the guy working collecting the cotton will never have the possibility to study. So we're just increasing that massive gap that exists already instead of decreasing it and having a much fairer world. So having said this, I invite you to go check out the video. It's actually a trilogy, super interesting, with Richard Llanes. But thanks to this Fashion Revolution Week, I wanted to speak about how to actually make a company sustainable. So it's very easy to say, of course, but it's not easy to act and to make it happen. But it's called the triple bottom line, or 3BL. Also, like if you read it abbreviated. What is triple bottom line? We can also hear about it as ESG, so environmental, social, and governance. The triple bottom line, it's basically the three main pillars of the fashion industry. So people, the environment, and finance. And a company who is really sustainable, it's actually not like in the past, or unfortunately still nowadays, but like now companies are trying or pretending to do something better. But in the past, let's say that the only way that a company could measure for their success, it was from the financial statement, only, like the economics of the company. Nowadays, in the balance sheet, the companies should actually account for the environmental and the social impact they are creating. So, for example, for the social part, it's the inclusion part, the gender equality, the non-religious differences, or for example like the education. So it's what is called corporate social responsibility. That is extremely difficult for companies to account for more than anything, because big corporations, so massive companies such as the Inditex group, for example, they don't own the entire chain. Nobody does, but not even the massive ones. So you can account easily for that internally in the company. But if, for example, you have the cotton crops, that does not belong to the company. So how are you actually accounting for that, for those people? So let's say that the triple bottom line, what ensures is that it's not only about the shareholders accounting for it, but it's about the stakeholders. So all the suppliers, all the providers, everyone working in the company, all the consumers. So it makes all of us part of the responsible for that sustainability in the company, which is the great thing about triple bottom line. And that does not just account for the social part, but also for the environment. So for example, if we have an organic certification, textile certification, or an Oecotex, which is for the organic, or if it's less water usage, or if it's for non-hazardous chemicals, or if it's for the leather. So there's many kind of certifications. The most important certifications for triple bottom line, it's the triple bottom line accounting certification, which is the only one that exists, that it's actually it's a global certification. And it's the best one to know, that to let us know that companies are working in their best possible interest. I want to give a very little example on something that personally happened to me, and I like just to make you understand how traceability and transparency are like a very important part of the triple bottom line. So I went to a Max & Co store. I passed by and there was this beautiful sweater. So I entered and I was like, oh my God, I want to try it on. And it was gorgeous. And I read the tag, I see it's made in Bangladesh. So I decide to ask the sales assistant, which was the factory in Bangladesh, just to see if they were accounting for fair trade certification. She didn't know, so I decided to write to Max & Co directly. And at the beginning, they were extremely kind. They were like, oh, thank you very much for reaching out. After 5 minutes, they were replying. And the last email, I haven't heard from them yet. I even did a follow-up, but I don't know which one is the factory yet. That means that they're not actually complying with the fair trade certification. And that's an excellent example of how, even though from their website, they're saying, okay, yeah, we're sustainable, but then in their actions, they're actually not. So we need to be extremely aware of how this certifications work, and how sustainability is much more than just words. It has to be a holistic thing from the point of view of the company, and we as consumers are an extremely important part of it. This is an invitation for you also to act as just as I did. So basically understanding better when something is truly sustainable, how is it sustainable, And well, this triple bottom line accounting certification is definitely a good way of knowing that a company is accounting for the 3 pillars of sustainability. This has been all for today. Thank you very much. See you next week. And if you like the video, please remember to like it, share it with someone that you know it can be interested in this topic. And the most important thing is to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.